I'm Ron.
And I'm John.
And I'm Paul. And not forgetting our award-winning editor, Eric the dog.
Welcome to
Riverport Radio.
Riverport Radio.
Riverport Radio.
Oh, and welcome to our first Riverport Radio podcast. Now, for those of you who don't know about the Riverporter, it's our local paper in St Ives, comes out fortnightly, and it's award-winning. We won the best community newspaper in Cambridgeshire. Ooh. And Eric thought it would be a good idea to talk about the news from our wonderful town of St Ives, partly because we only have a limited space in the newspaper itself. But Eric thinks if we get round the table and chat with one or two people, you'll get a better chance to understand exactly what's going on in the town. What do you think to that, Eric? So what can you expect? Well, each episode will feature a guest, and today we will be introducing one of our best town councillors, Julie Kerr, who happens to be Deputy Mayor. And we'll sit around and discuss matters that affect St Ives.
Hello!
Speaking of which, here's Julie Kerr now.
That was here she is. Hi, Julie.
We're just introducing you, Julie, so welcome
Yes.
to Riverport Radio.
Riverport Radio.
Riverport Radio.
Yes. So you've missed the sound check, but never mind.
Oh, I'm
sure
so
you'll be
sorry.
fine.
You said midday?
Well, that's true. What is it? Is it? Oh, it's 2 minutes to.
There you go.
There you go. Not only is she a hard-working councillor, she's always early as well. She's never late. Never late.
No, I really try not to. I just come from a brunch meeting with Michael Martin from County, main guy who does all the roads and stuff for county, trying to get RLHR bid.
Oh, right. We wanted to speak to him. I was trying to speak to someone at the county council because, as you're probably aware, they keep making spelling mistakes on the display signs in St Audrey's Lane. Anyway, so the whole point of this Riverport Radio is to discuss things that go on in St Ives and give you a bit more information about the news that we write in the Riverporter newspaper. So, Ron, what have we got in this episode?
So, in this episode, we need to mention the Huntingdon and St Ives road improvement scheme, which seems to be upsetting some residents, especially during the consultation period. So we need to get behind the news there, John. Also, we're delighted to welcome Julie Kerr to our fireside chat to talk about the new St Ives Hub and other town district matters. Julie, for those that may not know, is a town and district councillor and our deputy mayor here in town. So certainly one of our most active councillors, and Julie's the one that gets things done. So welcome, Julie.
Thank you. I
Welcome.
think that's a big old hat to be wearing. I'm not sure I get things done. I try to make other people do things, I think.
Yeah, that's what good councillors should do, isn't it?
That's it. The art of delegation.
Yeah.
There we go.
So we got a few other snippets, Ron, haven't we? I think you told me that the Bentley garage is gone.
Yeah, it turns out, and I mean, I can't tell you how disappointed I am about this, we have simply not bought enough Bentleys here in St Ives.
Outrageous.
And, I mean, it's outrageous, really, and I think this is a serious issue for the council to pick up on.
Yes. So, Julie, why isn't the council supporting its local Bentley dealer?
Well, we thought about getting a fleet for the ground maintenance team, but they were like, oh, we'd rather have.
Well, it's well, there we are. Anyway, there they were, sort of all those nice shiny Bentleys every day, tempting me every time I leave town. But no, they've gone. And, but they are replaced by somebody else selling cars, but I haven't got the full details of that
They're
yet.
called 310, apparently.
310. Oh, there we
Well,
are.
they three-wheelers.
Yeah.
I think they should bring back three-wheelers, actually.
Yeah.
I miss Del Boy.
They're selling Reliant Robins, basically.
Yeah.
That's it. Right.
And there's another business that's gone out of business sooner than expected.
Sooner than expected. This one is the little bakery shop that we featured it in the Riverporter just a couple of issues ago, where a lovely couple in there were setting up a new bakery, and Eric went to go and see them. But it seems that they've disappeared and they've given up even before the bread had time to go stale. So this was in Merrylands, isn't it? Just opposite the Nelsons there, and it was a really nice little shop. But
Hot dogs and cakes, apparently.
Hot dogs and cakes. The cakes were spectacular.
And
But,
Eric liked the hot dogs, though.
Eric was given his own hot dog on arrival.
What do you think, Eric? Anyway, so yeah, shame really. It's a sort of a Liz Truss moment, isn't it?
It certainly is.
Did they outstay the lettuce or no?
Well, if you'd made a lettuce sandwich, neither of them would have been there for very long. So we move on from that.
You've told me a very interesting thing about what the police have been up to in town lately.
Yes, apparently they've been wandering around our stores and trying to buy knives. And they visited. It was very topical. They were actually running a special campaign on anti-knife crime locally. It's done by our. Apparently, we have an antisocial behaviour neighbourhood team.
Oh, I didn't know that.
No, I'm not sure the neighbourhood knew. But nevertheless, they have visited around Town Row, West End, Poundland, Waitrose, Morrison's and Aldi, and we can report that in every case where they tried to buy a knife, they were asked for ID. So well done, our retailers in town there.
Now tell me, were they dressed as policemen?
No, but apparently, according to the report that they sent me, they did choose their youngest looking cadet.
Right. So they chose somebody who might look like a 12-year-old knife-wielding, zombie knife-wielding person.
That's right. Yeah, no, the big hairy one with the beard, they didn't send him.
I mean, all power to them. That's very good. Very good.
Yeah.
I think,
At my age, I'm always very grateful when anybody asks for my ID. But there we are. So yes, that was happening. And just as a bit of fun as well, we have somebody on the actual highways department.
We're trying to establish who it is.
We've got to look into this because he's obviously had a bit of trouble. He or she, yes, that's true. The latest sign says, "Thank you for cycling with our light on." Now, there's no reference at all to where the switch is for this light, but apparently you have to do this. But the one that really caught my eye was for, "Please remember to tan your lints on."
We've labelled this the faulty sign writer, haven't we?
That's right.
Faulty as in faulty towers.
This is faulty towers and watery fowls.
Yeah, watery fowls.
He's really sort of excelled himself this week.
Now, most of my children, it turns out, or grandchildren, are dyslexic, so this person obviously has a similar problem.
Yes.
But we're trying to establish from the highways department, and Julie, I think you might be speaking to someone this afternoon, who it is that actually writes these signs, because they obviously have a spelling issue. But anyway, it's a bit of fun, but actually if you can't read the sign because it's illiterate, it's not doing its job really, is it?
No, maybe they've just got fat fingers with their typing.
It is, but it is definitely attention seeking. So something's coming out of it.
Well,
anyway,
because it's so badly written, people will pay attention trying to work out what they're saying.
That's true. I mean, every time I pass it now, and our contributor who keeps sending us pictures of it, he's loving it because it's so easy apparently. Because every time he goes past, there's something different.
Well, it's probably sending people to work with a smile.
Yes, absolutely.
But the trouble is, so many people are trying to read the sign, they're crashing into the vehicle in front of them. You have to look into that, Ronnie, and see if there's an increase in incidents.
You're listening to Riverport Radio.
Riverport Radio.
Riverport Radio.
Anyway, while we've got Julie here, let's interrogate her, shall we? So, Julie, tell us about your new web page for the town.
So, the Hub is a website designed for the town, for the residents and the wider community to find out everything about St Ives. It's been designed to be the one-stop shop where all the businesses will be on it, all of the what's happening's on it, all of the community groups are on it. So literally, it's designed in a way, the search is done in such a way where you're 2 clicks away from getting your information, so you should be able to access it really quickly. The money's come from grant funding, and coincided with the digital screens going up in the town, so we've managed to get the website on the screen, so we're working both of the two together. The screens should be in, they said end of November, but I think it might be December now.
Isn't there an issue with supplying of electricity to these screens?
Yeah, there's an issue. But they'll be working with the hub, so they'll contain the information of the hub on them.
And I'm told that not all the businesses are sort of engaged with it yet. Is that one of the issues? Not
yet, but that's because solely it's predominantly me and one or two other people letting people know, and there's only so many hours in the day.
Well, we want to let the businesses know they should be on there, shouldn't they?
And it's in their benefit, and those who I've spoken to do go onto the website and sign themselves up because it's free advertising.
Yes. So it's free to put your stuff on there as a business. Free. And all you have to do is go online and upload what it is you want to put on.
You go onto the website, there's QR codes everywhere, and you literally, it takes about 4 or 5 minutes to load all your information on it, and you're up and going. There is no advertising at all, so you're not cluttered with a load of information that you don't want. It's a clean, easy to use website.
Right.
Where events can go on it.
But it'll only work if everybody sort of gets involved.
Absolutely,
So the call out there to all the businesses is get involved. And it doesn't have to be businesses, it can be community groups.
Everybody, we want everyone on it, from the pub where they're having a band playing, where they can put it on in as an event. And, that's the aim of it, is where we worked out when we went with the grant funding, there's plenty of activities going on, people just don't know what's happening, so we wanted this one-stop place where people could find out what's happening.
Good idea. And where are the screens going, Julie?
The digital screens are going to be, one is outside Boots and they're two-sided, and the other one is at the museum, outside the museum.
That's a really good idea.
And are we going to be actually see the screens clearly this time?
You will,
because this happened about 13 years ago.
Bearing in mind they're two-sided anyway, and they're touch screens, so you can access the information quickly.
This sort of thing was tried with a pod. I'll call it a pod. It was like a telephone box they put on the outside the Boots area there on the sheepfold, and it actually faced the sun, so you could never read anything on the screen because the sun just shone onto the screen. So hopefully, but mind you, that was a lot of different technology.
Technology, better technology, and like you say, double-sided, so the sun can't shine on both sides.
Good, excellent,
good plan.
You're listening to Riverport Radio.
Riverport Radio.
Riverport Radio.
So what else is new, Julie? Come on, we're running a story in this week's paper, which, as you're probably aware, comes out on Friday, about the severe decline in the sixth form at the Ivo.
Yes.
Because I attended the council meeting, which you were at which a very distressing report was given.
Deeply concerning. 36 pupils is shocking. When I was there in 1980.
Let's get it right. 36 pupils coming from the fifth form to the sixth form. When it used to be about 170 plus. Meaning that the sixth form was over 200 pupils. And now it's down to around half that. With 70 last year and 36 this year. And if the trend continues, there'll be no sixth form.
There won't be one. No. Well, I can't see how they can sustain it anyway, because they need they won't have the teachers.
I noticed that on Friday, our MP Ben got involved and has had a meeting with the school.
Well, let's hope he can sort something out there, because it's not just IFO, it's the other academies that they run as well. I mean, when you look at the stats, it's not just us. If something's wrong with the academy, it's not the actual school itself.
Because it's Long Sands in St Ives and some other schools down in Yorkshire way, isn't it? I think that they have problems with.
You know, the whole point of academies were they put the schools in them to protect the schools, and actually it's made the school a lot worse. I don't understand it.
I mean, I'm going to wear a cynical hat here, because I think nearly all the schools now are parts of being sort of encouraged to become academies, and it seems to me that what they've lost by becoming academies is not the care about. It's more to do with money. It's been more to do with money than education, which is, you know, the academy itself creams off quite a lot of money because they have to pay like a superhead to run the academy. Well, you know, when we were at school, we just had one headmaster, didn't you? You didn't have two to pay for. I mean, it's a flawed concept, in my opinion.
You can't run public services like a business. You just can't do it. They are totally separate things. If we ran the council in the same way, the residents would soon be up in arms because they wouldn't get the quality of the service they expect.
The thing is, a college like that in a local town like St Ives, what they're doing is also a community service. It's a community requirement, and it has knock-on effects.
Yeah.
So in a situation like this, you've got students who can't be schooled local, who maybe live here, who are now having to bus out of the area to go elsewhere. And I think we spoke of this earlier, didn't we, John? The actual hours that some of these younger people are doing.
Yeah, the report to the town council was that there are 16-year-old students that are getting up at 5:30 to catch a 6:30 bus and not getting home until 7 o'clock in the evening because they're now having to travel to Cambridge to get their education.
Where all the buses are congested.
The buses are completely congested in the mornings because of all these hundreds of pupils that are now having to move out. And there's another thing that hasn't even been mentioned at all. It used to be the case that people moved to a town because they wanted to get access to a particularly good school.
Yeah.
So now people are going to be moving out of St Ives because if they were in St Ives, their children, in theory, have to go to the Ivo, and if the school's reputation is so bad, they'll move out, won't they?
But any sixth form college, they don't just get their catchment from their own local kids coming up through the school. People will actually sort of come from other areas to come into our area. So to still end up with only 36 is a serious indictment of what people think's going on at the Ivo.
If it was just the sixth form, you'd be inclined to suggest that the Austria Academy people don't want a sixth form, but the reality is it's also affecting the ordinary school, the non-sixth form, because people will not come to the school for their children in these lower years in the knowledge that they can't stay for the sixth form. And also one of the big issues is that they've lost a lot of subjects. There's no language teaching in the sixth form. Maths is gone in the sixth form. So that has a knock-on effect because you can't learn German in the school. Because it's gone. So when you lose staff with abilities in certain subjects, the whole school loses out.
And actually the reality is the school was struggling as a school, but they used to uphold it, but their sixth form was still great, and that was 12, 13 years ago, and now it seems to have been the sixth form that's been decimated. But the school's reputation 13 years ago wasn't great. The actual school, the sixth form, had actually an excellent reputation then, so I don't know what's happened.
St Ives was very lucky in that it only had one secondary school. So all the people living in St Ives would go to the school. My children did, and loads of people. There were a few students that would probably go to Kimbolton School. Their parents wanted them to have a more private education, but that was very few in St Ives. So it's really odd that a town which is growing in population, I know not massively, but it has grown in population, now can't support, in effect, the school is not full. It's
underutilised. And when did that start? Was that with the academy taking over, or was that before?
I don't know the answer to that, but I mean it's pretty obvious that the decline is pretty rapid at the moment. So it's probably Anyway, this is what
the sixth form's declined since the academy's taken over.
You're listening to Riverport Radio.
Riverport Radio.
Riverport Radio.
Anyway, moving on to our subjects here, slightly more light-hearted, I think. But we are looking forward, apparently, and I'm sure you all know about this one. We're going to blow up the bridge again next year.
Yay!
Oh yeah. Well, it's yet to be completely confirmed by the town council because they're holding their meeting for grant applications next month. But the town team, who are very keen to celebrate the 600th anniversary of the bridge next year. I know there's a bit of a debate whether it's actually was built in 600 years ago, but the fact that the chapel on the bridge was consecrated the following year, it's probably likely that the bridge was built 600 years ago. So in other words in 1425. And what better way to celebrate the bridge than blow it up, which has happened. It's in theory, happened in the Civil War.
Eric was asking me, is there any possibility that we could blow it up whilst people are actually driving across it the wrong way?
Well, why not? Double jeopardy, I think.
Clearly avoiding the no entry signs.
Obviously, we will simulate blowing up the bridge. There is a debate whether it was actually blown up or just dismantled. But one thing was certain: there was a drawbridge across the gap for many years.
Wow.
And so one of the things we will do as well throughout the year is actually put a drawbridge up and prevent people from going across. Now that might be interesting when people want to drive across the wrong way, or
Yeah, they've got to get out and let the road down.
Good luck with the emergency services as well.
A wooden barrier up. So we just do it for a couple of days to see what the response is from people walking across. You've got to pay a toll to get across the bridge, which is what used to happen, obviously, in the 1700s when there was a toll bridge there. Yeah, the good news is there'll be 450 to 500 soldiers, either Roundheads or Cavaliers, coming to the town on the 26th and 27th of July to celebrate the 600th anniversary of the bridge and the blowing up of it in the 1600s. And that will be a spectacular.
You're listening to Riverport Radio.
Riverport Radio.
Riverport Radio.
I just think they're great when these events like this happen. Just in the last few weeks, really, firework night in town here from Hemmingford Fireworks brought hundreds and hundreds of people into town. And then we get the same again with the actual lights turn on. This is so good for business and keeping everybody busy. The only thing I was going to mention, especially with Julie here from the council, and she'll be thinking, oh no, what's he going to say now? But on the night before Remembrance Day, I do understand closing the roads and things is very important for Remembrance Day, and it's a great event, and also marvellous turnout again this year.
Yeah, absolutely.
But they closed the roads at 6 p.m. the day before, and this was the firework night. And as a direct result of this, shops and things, absolute chaos with people with their cars either trapped in or couldn't come into town or whatever. At 6 o'clock, still an hour before the actual fireworks are due to go off, and they effectively locked the town up to actually get in. And it wasn't just the Broadway section, it was the sort of little roads that come in and out of it as well. So residents couldn't get to their houses in Wellington Street, and the guys putting the cones out were really very difficult with people.
Yeah, Eric was very, very upset about this.
Eric was very upset.
Eric lives in the town centre, doesn't he?
Yes, and he couldn't get anywhere near his own home.
What do you think, Eric?
But I just sort of wonder, we close the town for the market every Monday, and it does it from midnight the night before, and it's absolutely no problem at all. And yet on this one occasion when the town is packed with visitors, they close it at 6 o'clock on a Saturday night. But I didn't quite understand that, but it was just...
I'll feed it back to the person who organised the road closures and make sure that doesn't happen for next time. We'll work out why it had to be that way.
Yeah, I suspect they didn't realise that it was probably firework night at the same time.
Yeah. It has to go in 3 months prior. Yeah. The road closures have to go 3 months prior to the event.
Yeah, no, the guy actually who put the cones across, he said, I'm closing the road because we've got an official road closure and even the police are not allowed to enter here now. I was so tempted to test that.
That's true.
You're listening to Riverport Radio.
Riverport Radio.
Riverport Radio.
Is there anything else, Julie, that you think we ought to be talking about?
Yes, the local plan, which is the Huntingdonshire District local plan, is up for public consultation at the moment. The town council have just met to put their views through. There is a series of questions. The links are all over the place. You can find them on the district council, you can find them on the town council webpage. We put them through Facebook as well. And the whole point of the consultation is it basically covers all the areas of potential development in the area. So if you're opposed to let's say the Whitton on the Hill, 4,500, 5,000 houses going up there, then you need to say something. If the Gifford Farm, if you're not happy with the 1,800 housing development there, you need to say something. We've put our views forward as a full council, and we're doing it individually as councillors, but the more people who fill out the questionnaire with their views, it gives a better idea of what people are wanting from the local plan.
Playing the cynic again, so do you think that, the local plan has been drawn up over quite a long time now.
Yeah.
There's been lots of not public consultation, but there's been lots of consultation about the local plan from all local councillors, etc., has been discussed. How likely is it that something that's in this local plan, suggestions, can actually be changed by public opinion?
Oh, I think it can be. I think that's the whole point. If a lot of people are saying, for instance, some of the developments we're looking at, they're so big that we've got already congested roads. The A141 bypass for St Ives doesn't exist, even though that's what it was called. So it doesn't really change anything for St Ives. So the reality is we've got already congested roads. So more housing is going to cause a massive problem in St Ives around our area. Though Gifford's Farm isn't actually in our parish, it will affect our parish because it's right on our boundary, and all that traffic will come through. Yeah. Also, where Gifford's Farm is, it's floodplain at the moment. It is where water is soaked up. So therefore, all that hard water is going to create a load of surface water, which will go into Parsons Road Drain, which is already over floods and has all kinds of issues. So that will be paid attention to. Absolutely, if people put that down, it will be paid attention to.
So people do need to get on and register their opinion.
Their opinion will count.
It won't be a wasted vote.
It won't be a wasted vote. I wouldn't be doing it myself and telling people to if it wasn't.
I've seen some very harsh words on Facebook regarding the Vindis construction development. Yes, actually on the corner of London Road there.
That keeps growing and growing.
It keeps growing and growing, and it's being called Prison Block 17 or something.
It does look a bit like that.
And I did notice during the actual worst of the flooding a few weeks back there, it had already got serious surface water laying there underneath the new buildings. So it's
I think you'd be right in the buildings with your cars and everything else will be completely flooded.
No, it's all very well the fact that the buildings are off the ground, but your car gets ridden off anyway, sort of thing. So.
And again, the knock-on effect on the other housing around it. And for me, it was also how are those people that live there going to get safely across the road?
Well, I have to say, I think I was on the council when the Vindis proposals, or was involved in council matters, when the Vindis proposal to build the garage in the first place came up, and there was astonishment that they were going to be allowed to build in the floodplain.
Yeah. Well, that was me. I was close to it. Yeah.
No, it's extraordinary.
Yeah, and as you say, I think there's 90 dwellings or 100 dwellings, something like that.
On the way to that,
it's a lot. It's a lot of dwellings.
It's a huge.
It's like a mini city outside. It's just weird.
They'll all be shopping in the garage opposite, won't they?
Yeah, that'll be good for them.
Perhaps Jones Boatyard might get a few extra people, but they're not really. Don't really sell food, do they?
Somebody actually wrote the other day, he said, when can he move in, or does he have to wait for sentencing? Excellent. Yeah. So good.
You're listening to Riverport Radio.
Riverport Radio.
Riverport Radio.
Anyway, so one of the other things that we're going to do on our Riverport Radio is tap into the wonderful music scene that we have in St Ives.
Indeed we are.
And Paul, you're going to take the lead on that, I hope, and let us know what's going on.
Yes, I am, John. Yeah, so as one of my many hats, I'll be looking at the local music scene and interviewing local bands and getting some of their tracks on the radio, featured on the podcast.
Yeah.
And looking forward to doing that.
Good. And obviously, I can give you a little bit of breaking news. I've been very this year's Jazz and Blues Festival, well, next year's now, in 2025. It's going to be even bigger than last year. 29 free gigs at the moment.
Amazing.
And I've got some amazing acts coming along. I can confirm that the Hound Dogs, who were an amazing success last year,
sensational.
will be doing the Thursday night in the Corn Exchange, so the first night of the Jazz and Blues Festival. Connor Selby, who did a special concert for us last year, is coming back to actually play the festival.
Yeah, okay.
And just look this one up. She's called Mim Gray, and she's going to be playing in the Golden Lion on the Friday evening, I think. And she is Tom Jones's favourite singer.
Wow.
So you've got, officially it's Tom Jones' favourite. So you've got to look her up. Mim Gray, Mimgrey.
Yeah.
And she's just stunning. So it's going to be brilliant. But the best of all, because obviously the better it gets with the more expensive bands, it costs more. But we've got 2 concerts that we're going to be doing. One in May. I can't quite confirm that yet. It hasn't been 100% confirmed. But that will include a guy called Toby Lee, who is 19, and when he was 10 appeared in the Palladium.
Goodness.
And has played with all the greats. He's a blues guitarist, and he's played with all the greats, just literally Bonamassa. He's been to Nashville, he's been all over the place, and he's only 19, and he's about to play in Jules Holland. He plays with Jules Holland.
Wow.
And he's playing with Jules Holland, the Hootenanny, which is the New Year's Eve programme. So
fantastic.
I'm just waiting for the confirmation to come through on that one. So that'll be
amazing.
10th of May. And then in June, I've got a Status Quo tribute band with the drummer from Status Quo playing in it.
Yeah, because he's currently with the Barefoots, isn't he?
Yeah, he plays with the Barefoots, but good old Rich. He's managed to persuade his mates in the I think they're Quo Experience to come and play, and that's in June, and that'll be a fantastic night for because Quo music is just brilliant
everyone knows
to dance to. So those 2 set-out concerts will probably cover 3/4 of the costs of the bands for the festival if we make if everyone turns up and pays their money. It'd be great. Good. So I'm really positive about that this year.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
And we're opening with the Hound Dogs.
We're opening on Thursday night with the Hound Dogs. I mean, you can't get more lively than that. That was such a shock, wasn't it, last year when they came on stage?
I did my back-in dancing to them last year.
But I mean, there's just I've got something like 13 new acts this year because of the festival's got more popular and a bit better well known. I've had loads of people come to me and say, "Can we play the festival?" Which is just brilliant.
Yeah. So and it's brilliant for the town.
It's fantastic for the town.
So good for the town.
Does it bring about 5,000? Is that kind of the
well, looking at the footfall figures, it's about 5,000 extra people come that weekend to the previous weekend or whatever. A normal weekend. Yeah. But I mean, you just only have to be here to see what the atmosphere is in the town. It's just so friendly, and it's full of people happy and enjoying the music. And all the business. There was a story I was told. I think you might have told me this about a lady
who
had a shop.
Yeah,
I won't name the shop.
I can't name the shop, but they were a local shop owner. They don't sell the kind of things that tourists would want. It's not that kind of a shop. And normally her takings on a Saturday would be £150, something like that. She took £600 on that weekend. Just people dropping in.
Yes.
And that is not the shop where you would expect people to buy from. So it was,
it's quite extraordinary for the businesses in town.
Brilliant for businesses.
Even the tech guy in the Broadway who deals with our computers and things, he actually said, I sold more cables for iPhones and iPads because everybody turned up and forgot them. So he sold twice as many as he probably does in a week on the Saturday.
I can imagine new screens, you name it.
It's surprising how it affects when it does. Well, that's great.
And it's amazing for the town. And of course it's grown every year. It was 10th anniversary last year, wasn't it? This year. And all you need now is a stadium to kind of accommodate the larger acts.
Well, obviously the issue is the Corn Exchange is our largest one. I mean, in theory we could go to the Burgess Hall, but the thing about the festival, the reason it works is because it's in the town centre and everyone can walk to every gig and there's no issues. If I start to use the Burgess Hall, I'm probably £1,500 down just booking it.
Yeah.
So where does that money come from?
Yeah.
At least what people probably don't appreciate, which is really good, the venues largely, apart from the Corn Exchange and the outdoor concerts, all the venues pay for the band that appears there, and they do so because enough people come in and use their facilities and they make money on it, and that is a formula that works really well, because it means that I think last year we only got £1,000 from the council towards it, which is really cheap considering the whole festival costs about £16,000 to put on. That's a modest amount to pay to get an extra 5,000 people filling the town.
Absolutely.
So
on the plus side, the Ivo Lounge is a nice big venue for it as well. It's another big venue.
I was surprised. That's a great addition, because it works really well as a venue, and we're going to use them, I think, 3 times this year because of that. They're actually going to host the opening night. The opening concert, which would be great. So it's all working well.
One of the nicest venues is the Golden Lion, just because of the sort of the shape of it. And it occurs to me that perhaps the new Whiskey Cafe might be a.
Well, it'll be interesting to see what Mike Purchase and his son think of that. The purchases, because. He won't let Eric in, you know that, don't you?
Yeah,
dogs are not allowed.
Eric is actually quite disappointed.
He's a bit disappointed.
No children either.
No children either.
Oh,
right, there you go. Well, in that case, it's unlikely we would use him, because ours is a family affair. We wouldn't want to have a restriction on.
That was a record, wasn't it?
A family affair.
The only restricted venue is Moray, but that's only because it's a very small restaurant, and he can't accommodate people just coming to watch the band, because he's got no way of making money on them other than serving a meal. So you have to buy a meal to go to that, but that's fair enough. That's nothing wrong with that. It doesn't mean you can't go. It just means you've got to book a table. You know, which is fair enough. But that's the only place we do that.
Yeah, but it'd be nice if the whiskey bar did run maybe an acoustic set in there. I think it would go down really well and fit the atmosphere.
I'd be surprised if they wouldn't want to.
I'm sure they would.
But
It'd be well approaching them.
And it's not like we haven't got people wanting to play.
Exactly.
You know, I've got so many new acts.
You're listening to Riverport Radio.
Riverport Radio.
Riverport Radio.
Brilliant. Well, we've certainly covered that. So Paul will actually give us a bit of a rundown perhaps later of some of the bands and things that are coming up. And we can move on from there, because we've still got things yet to happen in town, of course, because we've had the Christmas light turn on. We're now going to have the Snowman Festival going to kick off.
Absolutely, that started. The Snowman Trail,
poster behind you,
which this poster's going up on the Ivo in this afternoon, and so that's been going now for about 10 years, I think. I can't quite remember when it was started, but. It's a great idea. You know, it's for children under 12, so you have to go with an adult, and you go into the shops that take part in it, and you get a sticker, and you stick it on your trail map. And when you've collected 20 stickers, you can go in for the draw to win a £50 town road voucher. So it's worth doing, and it means that lots of parents get to go taken into shops they might not know.
It's another great idea.
And it's all about bringing people into the town and helping the businesses. So it's worked really well.
And is there a campaign to support your local trader as well? Is that going on, John?
The Civic Society are just launching a poster. Have you seen that? They're doing a poster which is they want to put in around the town to encourage people to support their local traders. I mean, that's really important for St Ives at the moment.
Massively important.
Because as we can tell, although we've got some successes with bringing people to the town, businesses generally are pretty struggling a bit, aren't they? But not just in St Ives, everywhere. But St Ives, unlike say Huntingdon, doesn't have some of the big name shops, and we can't get those because the premises are not big enough, and we all know the argument. So we have to support our local trade, and who are relatively small, generally speaking. Fortunately, I think the Mackay store, or the K store, is going to be, Co store rather, I should say, is going to have the Mountain Warehouse going there.
Yes.
And then that does mean what's going to happen to the Mountain Warehouse?
Coffee shop.
It's going to be another coffee shop,
Yeah.
is it? Oh,
Yeah, I believe
that's
so,
a
yeah.
big
Yeah,
one, isn't it?
I was told last week it's going to be a Nero's.
Yeah.
Oh, is it?
Nero.
Oh,
Yeah.
right. Well, Nero's is so different, isn't it? So they must have done their research and realised.
To actually open up right opposite Costa, I mean, I know this is what happens,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
within sort of a distance you can throw a tennis ball sort of thing, you've got half a dozen quite excellent coffee shops
Yeah.
now. And they all have to find their own home. But,
Costa's always full. Where the Mountain Warehouse is, though, it's a great location because if you open up all those windows around that
absolutely.
corner,
It
you'll
would be
have
fantastic,
beautiful
wouldn't
views
it?
out
Yeah.
onto Bridge Street. It'd be
Yeah.
amazing.
yeah.
It's
I
a
never
great-
understood why they wanted to black those windows in, because
It's retail-
people
retail.
looking- retail. You want to see what's
Yeah.
there, don't you? You want to
I
enjoy
never
it.
understood that
You
either.
know.
No, it's a weird situation.
Well, maybe it wanted to look like a mountain in the middle of the place.
As I say,
A bit of an odd one.
We've mentioned a couple of businesses that are going, but of course, things are moving on. But we're losing Dobbies, of course, down the road,
We are.
which is a bit of a shame because
Well, we don't know
it's
what's
one of those
happening to it,
venues.
do we? I mean, Dobbies themselves are moving out, but will someone take it over? It's a massive, big...
I can't imagine why a big chain wouldn't want it because it's a good location.
But I mean, Dobbies is a big chain, isn't it? It's part of quite a big group. There's several Dobbies, and I think somewhere along the line they've actually got an ownership of Tesco behind them as well.
Have they?
But
So there's something wrong with the economics behind it.
But
I think they've said the
they're
rent's
arguing
too high, isn't it?
they're saying that it's too expensive to be there.
Yeah.
So for an independent to go there, are kind of possibly pushing their luck.
Yes, yeah.
And it's such a huge site.
Yeah,
You have to
yeah.
wonder what it could be other than a garden centre just there, really. You're probably going to see a planning event come from I reckon
It's more like a department store than a garden centre, isn't it? Because it's had a bit of everything in there. Waitrose.
I mean, we go in there occasionally, and it's always busy. It always seems to be sort of ticking over nicely. So it seems a shame. But with people like that, it's nice to see things like the Whiskey Cafe actually opening up. Nice to see the building opening again. And certainly we've taken the mickey out of them over the years.
Yes, I mean, we've been going since 2018, and we've been taking the mickey since 2018.
Yeah, absolutely.
To be fair to the owners, they always actually liked the cartoons we put in. They thought they were very funny. They weren't too upset by them.
No.
So I mean, all publicity is good publicity. At the end.
That's exactly right. There's nobody in town doesn't know what's going on there now, and they've done a beautiful job of the interior.
It's very beautiful.
So that's rather nice. So it's got that going on in there, and
knowing the people concerned, they were successful before. I think they'll get it right.
Yeah.
There's been some teething issues, hasn't there?
well,
the tills didn't work on the soft opening night. But
I mean, you open a business like that and sort of throw it open to the world, and there's always going to be teething troubles.
There was 200 people in there, so
it was
a big
absolutely packed. Yeah, it was. But it was a nice night, wasn't it? We saw you there, didn't we, Julie?
It was lovely.
Yeah.
And what's wonderful about it is it's not in competition with any other business in town. It's a unique place, and it will bring people in rather than take custom away from the other pubs.
It's difficult to see it doing any damage to any of the actual immediate people. So no, really nice. So it's nice to see the town sort of opening up like that, and we get past Christmas, and then we can look forward to all the music and dances of next year.
Well, there's plenty being organised next year with the 600th anniversary of the Jazz and Blues, and no doubt there'll be the Carnival Festival weekend.
Yeah, there will be.
Everything's going on. There's a lot goes on in St Ives.
Yeah.
And we punch above our weight. When you think Huntingdon is almost twice the size of St Ives, and St Ives is even bigger again, I think we're considered to be the most successful for drawing people in music scene and stuff like that.
You're listening to Riverport Radio.
Riverport Radio.
Riverport Radio.
Well, yeah, and that's testament to all the guys who work behind the scenes, the town team and Fest. And
Well, there's so many groups
to do that. And it's amazing. I think it's one of the reasons we moved here. We moved here and found this amazing sort of community, really.
Yes.
Well, you've got this through your CARES programme of the town council.
Absolutely.
There's an amazing number of groups, isn't there?
It's amazing, and Jenna, our CARES coordinator, has set up a network, and it's everybody comes every other month. Everybody comes, and from county council, district council to the small community groups, and there's always over 30 representatives there, and they all come because they want to know what's going on, what each other are up to, and it's so successful. And St Ives has been selected as a pilot scheme for a resilience
Forum
project,
yes.
To see if community can build their own resilience, and it's going to be successful in St Ives because we've got such a strong foundation already of community. Creating community resilience isn't going to be difficult, and we're going to work it with the CARES programme. We'll see what happens from it.
I think there is another thing that we ought to probably promote, and that is a lot of these groups, which is natural, like the Civic Society, they were formed quite a few years back, and a lot of the people in them are getting older and older, and they need new people to come along. So we need a call out for the 40, 50-year-olds to start to come and get involved.
We do.
We've got loads of 60, 70, 80-year-olds involved, but eventually they want to retire or die off in effect. So we need to replenish this. We want to keep it going. So why not have a call out for, if you want to get involved, there's something you can get involved in.
There's always something. And again, on the website, the St Ives Hub, you'll find all the community groups there, and volunteer opportunities.
Well, on that note,
Indeed.
I think we've had a good first session here.
And I certainly think so. I do hope people have actually enjoyed listening in on this. And the whole idea, of course, is there will be regular now. You'll find us here on YouTube. And podcasts and things for the Riverport Radio. It's the sister media to the Riverporter, which you see every fortnight. Please, if you've got stories or you've got things to tell us or something humorous or something serious, whatever you've got, please do write to editor@theriverporter.uk. Let us know what's going on, and we will attempt to chat about it on occasions here with Riverport Radio.
Riverport Radio.
Riverport Radio.
Thank you, Julie.
Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you, Paul. Thank you, Ron. And thank you, Eric. And if you want to be on the Riverport Radio, please write to us.
Okay, well, to play us out this week, we've got a clip here from two brilliant local musicians, Chris Newman and Humphrey Finkel, who will be performing live at the Cambridge Corn Exchange this Friday at 7:30. So if you're about, there's still a few tickets left, and please come along and support them. Meanwhile, thanks for listening again, and we'll see you next time on Riverport Radio.
This has been a Riverport Radio podcast production.
Riverport Radio.
Riverport Radio.